What kind of animals did the boys see in Africa?
The boys saw a lot of wild animals. One night, they could hear lions, and another night, uh, and the elephants walked past and their tent.
Elephant walked past their tent. Did they see the elephant or the lion?
No, I think they just hear it.
Yeah, they just heard it. That's right. Yeah. All right, Mr. Alien, I see your ship has landed. You are here again on Earth to join us. Yeah. Are you muted?
Yeah.
I didn't hear you. Oh, yeah, there you are. I hear you now.
Oh, right.
I hear you. I hear you.
I need to say louder.
Oh, that's okay. Just speak close to the mic. Yeah, see, that's why we have to do this test online, because you landed your ship on Earth, but I'm on Mars base.
Yes.
Yeah, Newway's on Earth, but
I'm in a cave.
So we'll have to do it Earth to Mars today, but that's okay. We got a good connection. Let's just hope the sun doesn't get in the way.
I hope my Wi-Fi is going good.
Yeah, the intergalactic universal Wi-Fi is really good these days.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. So how is school? You all happy? Everything going good?
Not
getting used to it yet?
I'm not. But I'm going to school and we have to do what?
Ceremony?
Yeah, like that. But we have to stay in the sun, and it's very hot.
Oh, because you do those all outdoors. But you started school on Monday, right?
No,
Was it?
I will start school.
Oh, you didn't start school yet. You're just doing
Monday. In the Monday next week.
Oh, and you start next Monday. Okay, after the holiday. So now you're preparing for the independence ceremony. Yeah. The Vietnam's Independence Day. That's this Friday. So you guys are preparing for that. So that's why you were outside at school?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, buddy. That's all right. You'll be back to school next week. You see all your old friends again. Have lots of homework again.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to go straight to part 1, social interaction. All right. So part 1, social interaction. Topic 1, shopping. Do you like shopping?
Yes, because I can buy any new thing, like new clothes, learning tool, and many things.
You can buy many things, huh?
Yeah.
So you like to shop a lot, or just once in a while?
Just a little.
Just a little. It depends what we're shopping for. Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's go to number 2. Do you or your parents worry about the prices?
It depends on what I buy or my parents buy.
So comparable at that time. So can you give me an example?
Like we buying some food in the market.
Mm-hmm.
And it costs 1 million, and it's very expensive. So my mom put something don't use to back in the shelf. And
so if it gets,
we got the low cost of it.
Like what would cost $1 million in the grocery store?
Yeah, I don't like to buy anything more than million.
Mm. Do you ever shop and put stuff in the cart and then your mom takes it from the cart and puts it back on the shelf?
Yeah, because have something we don't need it, so my
Yeah.
mom put it back.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You can spend a lot of money in the grocery store.
Yeah,
That's for sure. So, do you think expensive things are better than cheaper things?
yes, because expensive thing is it's better than cheap thing.
So, what's the word for that? You have two pairs of shoes. One is $100 and one is $20. So, why do you think the $100 one is better?
Mm, be- because the shoe is $100. It's
Well, what is that word that means something is better than the other? How do we gauge what compare two things? The of this or the poor of that. Do you remember that word? It starts with a Q.
shoe.
Yeah. Qua. QUA.
Oh,
Quality.
quality.
Yeah.
How much?
Quality of something, right? Good quality or bad quality. But that's the thing. We've been raised generation after generation to believe that usually if something is more expensive, it's supposed to be, it should be higher quality. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Cause it's like my shoes. I bought a pair of shoes in Canada before I came to Asia, and I spent a couple of $100 on my shoes, and they were Italian hand stitched
oh,
shoes. Oh yeah, they're beautiful leather, burgundy brown leather shoes, and they feel so good on my feet. They're like socks, and they're so comfortable to walk on. And they still look new today, 20 years later,
oh my.
because of the quality of them. But other shoes I've bought for like $50 or something, 6 months later or less than a year later, I have to throw them away because they're falling apart. Right. So that's,
Oh,
yeah. So that's the theory that, things that are more expensive have better quality.
mm,
So I agree with you. But sometimes they lie.
yeah.
Hmm. What do you
They
do then?
said,
Because I bought a nice bag like for my laptop once, and
oh,
it was like a Boss bag, and it was leather and everything, and I don't know, a couple of million.
it's like a handbag.
Yeah, it's like a bigger handbag, but you put your laptop in it,
Ah,
and it
okay.
goes over your shoulder, and you can put your files and books in it. So it's a really nice
Ah,
business bag, a carry bag. But that only lasted a few months because after it looked so real and it looked leather, but it actually was all vinyl and it was all fake. And then after a couple of months, it just fell apart. It's in the garbage now. I was not happy. So sometimes they lie.
oh,
All right. Let's go to topic 2. All right. Now we're going to do jobs. You don't have a job yet, but what types of jobs do you think are fun to do or would be fun to do someday?
I think it's comic artist.
An artist, yeah. What kind of artist? Pictures, comics,
Or like manga.
like a manga.
Manga.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you do a lot of drawing?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you think that would be a fun job?
Mm, because everyone can create their own comic about their life or about something they like. It's will very interesting.
Yeah, so you can kind of tell your own story behind a cartoon character.
Yeah, my best friend always make a come like manga and give it to me to read it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that could be fun. I think doing
Yeah.
cartoons and art. Sorry, go ahead.
Hmm?
Yeah, I think it would be a lot of fun. I think.
Uh, I don't like to draw, so I don't like to make a
I,
poem.
you don't like drawing?
Yeah,
Have you ever tried, or
because
you just don't
I'm
feel?
I'm bad in drawing.
Well, it's just because you don't practice. But if you enjoy it, if you practice, you'll get good at it. And there's lots of artists on YouTube to teach you how to draw like that.
Oh,
There's some
yeah.
really, oh yeah, no, it's not that difficult. It's not that difficult at all. You learn a couple of little techniques, and you can learn quick if you enjoy it. All right, so that's a job that would be very interesting for sure. A lot of fun. What types of jobs do you think are difficult?
Mm, I think it's a doctor.
A doctor, okay. Why is that?
Because the doctor is very busy. They have to work all the day and night. And the cost the doctor make it's very low.
And the what is very low?
The cost, the money they make.
Really? You think doctors make
Yeah,
little money?
I think so.
Hmm.
Because in Vietnam, the doctor is the money the doctor make is low.
Well, I guess if you compare doctors in Vietnam and doctors in Western countries, like
Yes.
every job, there's a big difference. That's true. But don't forget, the cost of living is very different too in the different
Mm,
countries. Like it's, but
yes.
yeah. But I think for Vietnamese standards, if we're talking about doctors in Vietnam, for Vietnamese standards, they make a pretty good salary, especially if they're private, independent. But you're right; it would be a lot of hard work for sure. Benicia said, "Construction worker."
What?
Benicia said, "Construction worker."
Oh my.
People who work building houses and buildings outside.
But it's make many money.
Well, I don't know. I can't say
Yeah.
that here. In Canada, doctors make way more money than people who work in construction. But if you own the construction company, but we're not talking about money, we're talking about difficult jobs, hard
But
jobs.
uh,
Talking about the difficulty here. Okay, last question. What do you think the best job in the world is?
I think
President of Vietnam?
no.
No.
Um,
Football player.
yeah.
You can't take my idea. What do you think is the best job? No
Uh,
football
I, I
players.
I know football players.
No,
I
no.
think
Pick another
business,
job.
business.
A businessman. Why would that be fun? Why would that be the best job?
Mm, I don't think it's a best job.
Well, the question is, what do you think is the best job in the world? Like, who do you think
Best.
is, yeah, who's the luckiest out there of the jobs they
Uh,
have? See, my answer would be to best job in the world would be like to manage a football team or something, to be like a manager or owner. To me, that
no,
would be like my dream job.
no, I think it's football player.
A football player. Okay, so imagine you're a football player and you have lots of money now, and you're retired. What
Yeah,
what
but
would your job be? What would you do then with your time?
yeah.
You're still young.
Um, I think I need to study.
Yeah. So what would it
Um,
be?
I'm
Study.
teacher. Mm, the best job.
Yeah.
I don't know because the job is have some job is difficult and have some jobs easy, but I don't know what job is the best.
Well, these questions are designed, and we're just starting them, so there's no right or wrong answer. But I mean, um, when the question is asked, what do you think the best job in the world is? You could talk about someone who you think has it pretty lucky, or you could also say, me, even though you're not going to become an astronaut, maybe you think that one of the best jobs in the world would be an astronaut, or maybe it's a jet pilot, flying planes or something like that, or what other really cool jobs are there that I can think of?
Singer.
There you go. Like a singer, an actor would be a really great job too, I think. You get to travel around and make movies and go to different locations and play different characters. I would say to me, that would be one of the fun jobs, but it could also be one of the best jobs. So when you do a test like this, though, especially when you don't have the answers, but when you know the topics in advance, which you won't have then, because what's going to happen when you do a VSTEP or you do an IELTS test is they're not going to tell you we're going to talk about shopping and we're going to talk about jobs. That's why we're doing these practices, for you to get used to this. When you do those tests later, you go and you don't know what they're going to say until you sit down in front of the examiner. And then he tells you what the topic is. So it's more difficult. So what you have to do in a situation like that is you cannot say, I don't know what the best job would be. You can't. You have to make it up. You have to think, what job comes to mind? You think, fireman. And then you just make it up. You just say, I think fireman would be one of the best jobs you could have. You don't have to work too much. And when you do work, you're helping people. Sometimes you save lives and you do a lot of charity work and work in the community to help people. I think that would be one of the best jobs. Even if you don't really think it is the best job and you don't like fire, but you got to come up with an answer and a reason why it's a good job. You can lie. All right. Yeah, but the examiner doesn't know you. And these tests are not really about how strong your English is or what your grammar level is. It's really about how well you use the interest. Like, do you understand the question? And can you give a clear answer? So, you could say astronaut would be one of the coolest jobs, but maybe you don't have any intentions on being an astronaut, but you got to have a clear answer. That's what we're working towards. Okay. Let's move on to part 2. All right, perfect. So in part 2, our reading comprehension, we're gonna talk about the adventure of those scouts riding across where? Where did they go? They started where and they ended up where?
They started in their home in Adelaide.
Where's Adelaide?
Adelaide.
Yeah, where's that?
I think it was in Sweden.
Adelaide is in Sweden?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. Where are they from? Where are the boys from? Where did they start their journey?
Australia.
Australia, yeah. And then where did they go? And they're going to. Where was the final destination? Yeah, where are they going?
They're going to Sweden.
Sweden, yeah. They're going to go to Sweden. Okay. So how far did the boys travel?
The boys travel about 20,000 kilometers.
Kilometers, yeah. That's a long way.
Yeah. I will broke my leg.
Break a leg? No, you'd be in great shape. A lot of exercise. Would you like to do a trip like that with your friend? No. Oh my God.
I will break my leg because going cycle.
Oh, Elliot, no, it would be an adventure of a lifetime. You'd never forget it. I think
it's very interesting.
For sure it would. Before I came to Asia, a friend of mine and we thought we were going to take a wild adventure before we came to Asia 20 years ago. And what we were planning to do, we decided against it and we came to Asia for different reasons. But what we were really serious about doing and planning to do was we were going to kayak. You know, kayaks, the canoes with they're covered, right? And you sit inside the kayak. And we wanted to kayak from Canada all the way down to South America.
Oh my.
That would have taken like probably a year. That's what we wanted to do. That was our big plan. And I wish we had done it. I really wish we had done it. But first, I don't remember what the reasons were, but we decided against it for some reason. It's too bad. I regret not taking that adventure now. All right. Maybe I was worried about sharks. I don't know. Okay. So how long did it take to get to Sweden?
I think the journey takes 269 days.
How long?
269 days.
269 days. Yeah. So is that more or less than a year?
Less than a year.
Yeah. How many days in a year?
365.
365 days in a year, yeah.
And half a year have 366 days.
A leap year.
Yeah.
A leap year. Okay, yeah. All right. So that's a long ways to go. And that's like 9 months of riding a bicycle. What did the boys pack for their journey? What did they bring with them?
They packed everything they need on their bikes. They packed a tent each, something to cook with, clothes, map, computers, and phones, and the things to repair the bikes. They also need a passport.
Yeah, you need a passport if you're going to travel to different countries. Absolutely. Yeah. So they came prepared. What do you think? They said things to repair the bike. What's another word for things?
Things to repair a bike.
Yeah. What do you use to repair or fix your bicycle? What do you call that? What are the things you use to build a house or fix a car? Do you remember that word?
It's I know that word, but I don't know how to call that.
It starts with a T. T. Now, tools. They're called tools. Yeah, tools to fix things.
Oh my! I think that is something.
No, just tools.
Something different.
Those are the things. Wrenches and screwdrivers and nuts and bolts and stuff like that. Okay. Did the boys have any problems on the way?
Yeah, the journey began in Australia, but it didn't go well. Just after a few days, Adam's bike broke.
Adam's bike broke down. Okay. What was wrong with his bike? Do you remember?
I think his wheels is broke.
Yeah, something went wrong with the wheel. I don't imagine it was a flat. There must have been something wrong with the what do they call that? The rim of the wheel or the spokes or something. I can't really see their bikes very well, so I don't know what kind of bicycle wheels they were using. Yeah. Bad enough that he had to go back. Yeah. So it says they went through Africa, all the way from the south to the north of Africa. Now that would be an adventure and a half. What kind of animals did the boys see in Africa?
The boys saw a lot of wild animals. One night, they could hear lions, and another night, and the elephants walked past and their tent.
Elephant walked past their tent. Did they see the elephant or the lion?
No, I think they just hear it.
Yeah, they just heard it. That's right. Yeah, if you were going to travel through Africa, I'm sure at some points you're going to see lots of wildlife. It's pretty famous for that. Would you like to go to Africa?
Yeah, I like travel.
Yeah, traveling is fun. All right. What what did they do when they were in Europe? Big part of their journey, they had to cross Europe. So what did they do when they were there?
Mm, They rode up some very high mountains.
Mm-hmm.
They visited scout routes and talked about their journey. And they meet a lot of interesting people and had lots of adventure.
Yeah, so they did a lot of traveling around and not traveling around, but in their travels, they met a lot of other
Yeah.
scouts and other people. Yeah, they saw snow for the first time too.
Oh my, I like snow.
Yeah, you wouldn't see much snow in southern Australia, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why were they going to Sweden?
Mm,
You're going to see lots of snow in Sweden, that's for sure.
mm,
Why were they going to Sweden?
yeah.
Yeah, why are they going to Sweden?
They cycle to the Scouts Jamboree.
Yeah, because they're going to the big fancy jamboree, the big celebration.
Oh,
Right. All right. Any more questions for you? Yeah. So I guess the only last question I have is would you like to take a trip like that? Bicycle that far and that take that kind of an adventure?
mm, yeah, but I think my leg is gonna hurt, yeah, to travel like that. But I think it's interesting. I can
So why do you think your leg would hurt?
because I cycle a lot.
Well, don't you think that you'd build up muscles and you'd get used to it and then you'd just be in really, really good shape?
I think I have a muscle in the leg.
No, what would happen would you'd build up the muscles. You wouldn't break your leg or hurt yourself. Um, it would just be part of a normal day, and you would be in really, really, really good shape. You'd be really physically fit. Only good things would come from that kind of exercise for a young teenager like yourself. So don't worry about your body. Your body will adapt. But enjoy adventures as long as you can. There will be a time when you won't be able to do it anymore.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'll be old and sitting in a wheelchair, and then it'll be way too late to take an adventure. Life is short. Enjoy it, my friend. All right, good job, buddy.
Good job.
Okay, so I guess that's that.
Yes.
I'll see you next week in interest 12.
Yeah.
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 All right, Alien.
Okay.
We'll see you next week. Have a good holiday.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Good night.